Hello and welcome. The wealthiest person in the world, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, and tech billionaire Elon Musk, has reignited the ongoing debate on work life balance and productivity by claiming that working the weekend is a superpower. Now, Tesla CEO as well as SpaceX CEO Elon Musk says that employees at the US Department of Government Efficiency work 120 hours in a week. 120 hours in a week is what he's saying. The tech billionaire also called working weekends a superpower, adding that bureaucratic opponents are losing because they work 40 hours a week. Very few in the bureaucracy actually work the weekend, he says, so it's just like the opposing team leaving the field for 2 days. Musk, who co chairs the US Department of Government Efficiency, responded to a post praising the newly established US Department of Government Efficiency. Now, once again, we've heard Elon Musk, we've heard the L&T chairman, and now we have Elon Musk, the world's wealthiest person, saying this about work hours at large. To decode this further, I'm joined by Mitali Nikor, senior economist, Sanchita Mukherjee, senior business economist. Thank you both for your time. Sanchita, once again, the spotlight on the work life balance debate, the work culture debate at large. Your thoughts?
Thank you so much for having me over, Sakshi, and a very interesting debate. And I have seen both sides of the coin, honestly. Worked with large MNCs, large domestic institutions, have been in an entrepreneurial journey for the last 10 years. So, in my opinion, at least with respect to India domestically, I think the scape of our business environment has really changed in the last 10 odd years. You have a lot of models which have come into place, which is different from your traditional sectors and traditional ways of working. Let's put it that way. Nowadays, you have flexible arrangements, you have hybrid models. Post COVID, you have a lot of focus on productivity in a more efficient manner. You have cities with their infrastructure problems, all of that. So everybody is testing waters, especially on newer frontiers with respect to even new age companies, like startups, which are in deep tech. They have a very different model of working. They have, they might be having clients working out of US, Europe, wherein, timelines are also very blurred in terms of the way you interact with your clients and all of that. A very short thing that I would like to put in over here. Now, since the scope and the scape has changed quite significantly in India, and India is one of the fastest growing economies of the world, important to understand the work life balance over here. I think it all boils down to what an employee intends to do, what the purpose is, right? It all boils down to that. I mean, we have had a lot of intrinsic debates in our economy on 70 hours work day, 90 hours work day, Sundays, and all of that, right? So, having said that, if you as an employee feel that you can do more in terms of the salary that you're getting, and you would like to possibly have a higher objective for yourself, then you will put in those hours. If you feel that no, I'm putting in, maybe I'm a gig worker and I'm happy with the hours that I'm doing, and I would not like to focus more on that, I would like to focus more on work life balance, that's entirely your choice. A lot of employees in today's date also have ESOP options, right? They have stake in the companies that they're working with, in which case they're almost proxy promoters. So they have a stake in the growth of the company. Their mindset is entirely very different. They love to put in that kind of hours because they're growing along with the company with an end game in sight. So yeah, so I have summarized the whole thing in that aspect. I hope it makes a lot of sense.
Right, Mitali, what would you say? We were once talking about a 70-hour work week, then 90-hour work week comments came, and now 120-hour work week comments from the world's wealthiest person, as per Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Also, then, is it time to measure productivity differently? Long working hours are not the sole component of measuring how well an employee is working. And like Sanchita was saying, the mindset can be very different for employees at a different level altogether in the hierarchy and in the scheme of things.
Absolutely, Sakshi. I mean, I think when you look at it, for Elon Musk to come and say that, oh, everyone must be putting in 120 hours, or my team is putting in 120 hours, and their team is not, and sort of casting them almost like opposing football teams or cricket teams or what have you. I think this ignores several questions. The first question it ignores is, what is the gender of the person putting in the hours? Because very frankly, women are already putting in 120-hour work weeks. Women are putting in 5.6 hours of unpaid care work every day in India. Even in the US, I mean, women are putting in at least 4 to 5 hours of unpaid care work every day, while men put in 30 minutes. So, at the end of the day, if you're a woman, you're already working 120 hours, you're just being paid for only half of them. The second thing is, about the seniority and about the age of the person who's working. Because at the end of the day, when I'm looking at my team is full of Gen Zs, my team is full of young people. And they have rejected already this notion that, you have to come in and put in those, 120 hours or 90 hours or 70 hours or even 40 hours. They are focusing on the work. They are delivering the outputs. They are delivering, what the client requires. If in a particular week that might require 120 hours, they are going ahead and they are doing it. But then they're also taking the time off that they need to recharge themselves. So I think at the end of the day, we have to reject these old world notions of, the hours based assessment of work, and look at it as an output based assessment of work. What are we actually fulfilling in those 120 hours? What are we completing in those 120 hours? And could
Mhm.
we have some time off actually for rejuvenation and creativity? Because creativity comes with leisure.
Right, Sanchita, do you agree? And also, the way we work, the work culture has changed entirely. Like Mitali was mentioning, she has a lot of Gen Zs already rejecting this in her team. So again, the culture at work has changed. We are catering to different generations altogether within the same workplace sometimes. And is it time to then accept the fact that look, we need flexibility, we need work-life balance, and mental health and employee well-being must get priority.
So rightly worded by both you and Mitali here. What I would like to weigh in, there are 2 points again. The first point, again, very simply being, what is the objective? What is the larger vision of the firm that you're working for? And what is your larger objective as a professional? What it is that you intend to achieve for yourself in 6 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? Very clearly, it comes down to that. Are you being paid adequately in terms of your salary? Do you have a larger vision in terms of ESOPs? Are you growing with the company? Do you feel you're a part of the promoter team in which you can be making grandiose statements in terms of overarching work hours, because you do believe in the vision of the company? Nothing wrong with working 120. I mean, if you actually align yourself with that objective of the firm. But very clearly, it comes down to what exactly do you want? What is your larger uh, positioning in life and what you intend to achieve for yourself? That's point number one. Point number two, I think it's a generational gap that we are also struggling as a country to address, because erstwhile generations have a lot to value in terms of, they actually have a lot to offer in terms of the hard work, the resilience, the tenacity that they have come up in working hard and bringing India to the forefront, where we clear have a huge privilege today to be talking about mental health, work life balance, and all of that, right? So we have a lot to learn from them. But having said that, we have a lot to learn from Gen Zs as well. They do prioritize mental health, they do prioritize creativity, leisure, and how it spurs productivity in the truest sense of the word, without getting into the optics that, oh, I spent 12 hours in office and doing what nobody knows, right? So they are not about optics, they are about authentic, genuine work and focusing on mental life. So I think corporates in India would need to have ice breaking sessions of this multi generational gap and have these conversations free flowing, so that all the generations can actually take the best interest out of each other's generation and put their best foot forward. That, I think, is a great solution.
Absolutely. And Metali, do you agree? Of course, critics have said that, look, 120 hours is like a recipe for burnout. They've also said that, look, many reactions coming in saying that, look, the pay grade, interesting that Sanchita mentioned that the salary structure can be very different for those proposing these kind of hours. And, to begin with, their mindset could be from a different generation altogether. But today we've just heard and we've seen the post by Elon Musk coming in and saying this. And so, therefore, the spotlight really on the great work debate once again.
Yeah, absolutely, Sakshi. I mean, if you think about it very logically, it is in the interest of any capitalist to come and ask his team to work more. I do the same. If I'm a business owner, If my team puts in like 3 4 hours extra per person, I have to hire 2 people less. So of course it is in the interest of any capitalist or any entrepreneur to ask their team to work more. But this is a short term view, because then when your employees are burnt out, and then when your employees, who are your star performers, are coming and telling you, I am too tired, I can't meet this client's deadline, I've been, working myself to the bone for the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And honestly, I'm sure you both can hear I'm speaking from experience. This has literally happened to me. So you want to nurture your team. You want to nurture them because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are working alongside you to deliver value to your client, to deliver value to any stakeholder that you're working with, your partners, or even within the team. So I think it's really short-sighted to say work 120 hours, because it almost feels like he's going to fire everyone, and then maybe replace and get a completely new team. So at the end of the day, I would always advocate nurture the team, nurture the work culture, and play for the long run than for the short run.
Absolutely. Thank you both for sharing your thoughts and, of course, for this insightful interaction.